Allen Iverson is one of the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball. He had style, he had charisma, he could shoot from anywhere on the court. Small by NBA standards, but his impact on the game and culture, colossal. Fashion icon, setting trends with his braids, tattoos, arm sleeves, had a crazy crossover game. Allen Iverson embraced the streets, and the streets embraced Allen Iverson. He was the bridge between hip-hop and the NBA. And did you know he was also an MC? In this episode, I'm going to break down how hip-hop and the NBA community is forever linked thanks to our brother AI. He was Ja Morant before Ja Morant, a 6-foot-tall stick of dynamite, and no matter who you put in front of him, no one can stop him. Not Jason, not Kobe, not Jordan, no one. He was before his time, and the NBA owes an incredible debt to this man. We dressed like him. We wanted to play like him. We wanted to have the jewelry like him walking through the tunnel on his way to drop 40 on the opposing team. He was the poster child for black masculinity at the time, the embodiment of the true essence of hip-hop, raging against the machine every step of the way. The media hated him. The NBA higher-ups hated him. But the streets all across America loved him, especially in Philadelphia. He fought against the dress code. He fought against referees' biases against implementing streetball moves into the NBA. And similar to Dennis Rodman before him, he fought to be an individual. Despite the officials in the league's plot to destroy him, he rose above it all to have several All-NBA caliber seasons and a finals appearance against the greatest Lakers team ever assembled. But the league had trouble controlling AI throughout his career, and that presented problems. The league was really concerned about AI's image, and he wasn't perfect, but he was definitely worth it.
Easy to sum it up when you just talk about practice. We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Hell, it's fair to say AI was going through some of the same things we were going through in the hip-hop community. Being discriminated against by authorities, targeted by the officials in the league. This is evident in Tim Donaghy's documentary.
Like you misunderstood or targeted in this NBA?
I don't know about targeted. I'm pretty sure. The top figures are aware of who I am and my likes and dislikes. But that's about it. I don't know if I'm targeted, but I definitely misunderstood. Definitely misunderstood. Definitely misunderstood.
And just like everything else in the real world, things the NBA and corporate America hated about Allen Iverson, the hip-hop community loved and embraced about Allen Iverson. We loved his plight to be himself. We loved how he was anti-establishment. He was a rebel with a cause, and the cause was to be authentic and true to where he came from. You see, hip-hop has always embraced the underdog, the have-not. And there was no greater underdog in the league at that time than Allen Iverson. He was the giant killer. He went against them all and watched them fall.
Where is this stuff coming from, too? You're not a crybaby.
2K3, I rock the A6, my new kicks. Take a few hits, it ain't nothing, I'm used to it. Trying to build a team, I'm the player you need. Hard like Willis Reed, top thief and score in the league.
Yo, when this RBK commercial dropped, the streets went crazy. Couldn't have been executed any better.
Because of his baggage, the tattoos, the cornrows, the entourage, and the defiance.
When was the last time you did something wrong? Did you rob somebody?
It's just a bad rap on me. It's something that, I'll have to accept and deal with, because that's the way it is. Don't nobody want to hear nothing about how many scholarships I give out, what I do for as charities. Don't nobody want to hear about that. That's not news when it comes to Allen Iverson. A negative story is what people want to hear about when it comes to me.
We thought AI was finally making a transition into music, which he always seemed kind of destined for. Freestyles began popping up on the mixtape circuit. Some you can still hear today on YouTube, but unfortunately, there was never an official release for this project. I think the heat from the league had finally started to wear thin on AI's patience, and he was kind of tired of having to explain himself. For as great as AI was during this period, imagine how much greater he could have been if he just had the freedom to be himself. If he didn't have to worry about outside pressures from the media calling him a gangster or a thug just because he looked different from them. The league had never seen a player like AI before, and it scared them. His freedom was intimidating to them, and that had to wear on his spirit after a while. I mean, you're doing everything you could do on the court. You're putting up phenomenal numbers. You're the face of the league at this point. You're bridging the gap. You're bringing corporate America to the streets, and they just didn't like what they saw. The NBA missed out on a huge marketing opportunity with AI. But while the NBA were being improved, there was another company arising, one that embraced the streets, one that took streetball to a whole new level. And it's impossible to say that AI didn't have something to do with this company's influence. I'm talking about AND1 basketball. Players like Skip the Malou, Hot Sauce, AO, Shane the Dribbling Machine. These guys were incredible. These guys were filling auditoriums. They even sold out Madison Square Garden at one point. I remember going to school as a kid and arguing about who had the best crossovers, Allen Iverson or Hot Sauce. I would have loved to see those two go at it in the gym. I'm hoping there's a rare tape that's going to surface someday with Allen Iverson in the open run with AND1 guys, but maybe I'm just dreaming. Now, I'm not saying AND1 shared the same success as the NBA. That would be crazy. But they definitely had a moment. Those guys were going platinum on DVD. I know that doesn't mean much today, but during the early 2000s, it was definitely something. So how does the book close for Allen Iverson? Is it a story of what not to do? Or is it a fairy tale? Surviving what he went through, being jailed as an adolescent, making it to the NBA and becoming one of the greatest players to ever play the game? Maybe he was just too early. Maybe he was right on time. You're looking at a guy who's comfortable in his own skin.
The easiest thing in the world is to be yourself. Everybody else taking up. Why not be you? You know, why not want to be the person that God created? That's a blessing. You know, if I died and came back, I would want to be Allen Iverson all over again.
We would have loved to see him drop an album and give the ultimate middle finger to David Stern, the NBA at the time. But in recent years, Allen hasn't been too happy about his music career. But despite never dropping an official release or feeling what he was hearing in the studio, the impact was already made across the world. Allen Iverson was hip-hop. He is hip-hop, and he'll forever be hip-hop. And truth be told, I gotta disagree with AI a little bit. I, for one, personally know artists can be the toughest critics. Taking everything into consideration, Allen Iverson had way too big of an impact on and off the court to not pass this test. The man was incredible, like I've said before, box office, and his presence will be forever felt in the NBA and the hip-hop community. And just like he had his opinion, I'm entitled to mine. Yo, DJ, run that beat back.
For 2K3, I rock the A6, my new kicks. Take a few hits, it ain't nothing, I'm used to it. Trying to build a team, I'm the player you need. Hard like Willis Reed, top thief and score in the league.